Welcome. Today we have a nice, slow, mellow practice planned. I guess the idea would be just to let go after a long, hard day, work out any tensions, and then get ready for a nice, relaxing evening rest. So you may want a couple blocks. We're not gonna be getting down up and down a whole bunch. And we're gonna end in a final resting pose. So get whatever you're gonna need to feel supported. You might want a blanket so that you're sitting up a little bit higher so it's more comfortable for your knees. Anything that is gonna make you feel good for your practice, go ahead and grab that. All right, let's sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Keep your eyes open or closed. Inhale and exhale. Really start to embody your experience here. And exhale. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. Keep breathing. Press your hands firmly together. Maybe you like to set an intention for the class. Sometimes I like to just pick the first word that pops into my mind. Today it was relaxation. May I offer that to you as well if you are having trouble grasping one. One more deep breath in. And exhale. And then drop your hands. Reach one arm off to the side, up and over for a nice long side stretch. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Really reach that left arm, getting as much extension as you can. If your neck's bothering you, you can always look down. Inhale back to center. Up. And then drop and go the other way. Reach, 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 reach. Breathing in and out. Inhale, come back up. And you're going to inhale, arms up and overhead. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, draw the hands down. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale, drawing the hands down. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring our hands back to heart center. Breathe in. And exhale the hands away. Imagine you're really pushing like maybe walls away. And pretend there's something there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Let's drop our hands down on our knees and do little circles with the spine now. They can be little or large and exaggerated. It doesn't matter. We're just waking up the spine here. I encourage you to play around with these movements and do what feels nice and comfortable. Just breathe. And if you're going one way, just go the other way. And let's come back to center. And if you have your legs crossed, let's switch the cross. And maybe if you feel like you need a blanket, now's the time to, if that's been enough. Or if you don't have, you can always sit up on a block as well. Yeah, it just gives you a little more length here. Let's inhale. And we're gonna do a little forward fold and are seated. So just come forward, whatever's comfortable, and drop your head. Take a deep breath, imagining that breath traveling all the way up your spine and down your spine on the exhale. And inhale, come back up to a seated position. We're going to cross our fingers here and inhale. And up, back down, and up. Really press up. And back to center. One more time. Press up. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come on all fours now. So on all fours, we want wrist under shoulders. Maybe there's a little micro bend and the elbows, and then very active with the hands. Really, let's grip the mat with our fingers. Draw your fingers in. Really activating. Okay, so active hands and fingers. A little bend in the elbows. All those shoulders up and back, and tailbone. So just exaggerate for this cow, right? So I'm pushing, broadening, really arching my booty into the sky. And take a deep breath in. And just stay here, exhale. Can even be pulling, pressing down, and then pulling my chest forward in this isometric movement here. I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that. But down, down and forward, and that helps open. All right, well, we're gonna reverse it now. Really arch into this cat. And that same, just pressing down through the hands to really arch my upper back as much as possible. Really, the scooping of the tailbone, just a completely opposite motion. Breathe in through the nose and out. Now let's go through a few rounds with our own breath, and you just want to try to make your breath to be as smooth as possible with the movements. So just play with that. And if you get lost on what's supposed to be an inhale and exhale, it doesn't really matter. Just play with it. See what is there, excuse me, is there a way that feels best, you know? And then if you want to move out of alignment here and and bend the elbows and get creative with it, go for it. Or just stick with the cat-cow, the simple movement. All right, back to all fours. Let's come into a neutral spine. And then I'm gonna raise my right arm up to the sky. Get ready to thread it through. And as I thread it through, I'm gonna drop my right shoulder, my head, and then I have this left hand out over here. So I can just set that here and then roll open through the upper body, using that hand to kind of help really keeping my core engaged to stabilize my low back. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Very good. Inhale, come on out. Yeah. Shift around, find your center again. And we're gonna do the other side. So inhale, lifting my left arm way high to the sky. And then just gonna thread through. And I'm gonna drop down onto my shoulder. Since I'm about halfway on the mat, dropping my head, engaging my core, and then using my right hand to help pull me open just a little bit, and nothing forceful for sure. Just whatever feels nice. Breathe in and down. Okay, inhale. Come on out of that. Find your center again, and then you'll reach your hands out in front of you, and we're gonna, let's get back here so you can see. So you're gonna cup the hands. We're gonna do puppy, but we're gonna cup the hands instead of laying them flat so that it stays active. And then so from here, and then my hips are under my knees. If this is too much for you, you could just take child's pose, which would be spreading the knees as well, and then lowering your hips down and all that. So, but here, for this version, knees are under the hips, and you'll lower into this really large heart opener, and then as well as keeping our fingers tented so that everything stays active. And you can drop your forehead to the earth or lower your chest and your chin, but having your fingers tented like this makes that more extreme, so be careful. All right, now come back out onto all fours. All right, so from all fours, let's come back into a hero's pose. So I'm gonna bring my booty through. So my feet are kind of on the outside of each, and let's be very intense. So if you need to sit up on a block, please do that. Otherwise, let's come in here. My toes are flicking into the earth. Bring my hands to my heart center and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. If you know leaning back and you'd like to do that, go for it. Just make sure that your knees stay touching, drawing together. Breathing in and out. Just work wherever you are. If you've leaned back, go ahead and come on up. And to come out, just gonna shift to one side and bring your legs around front. And we're gonna come back into half hero this time. So instead of both legs, it's just gonna be one. And this is my right. Adjust so that you feel steady. Sit up on a block if you need to. Have your front foot flexed and active. Sit nice and tall, inhale. And if you like to slowly start and come forward, you can. Just keep that front foot active, and you can do that by grounding down through your heel, really pressing down, and at the same time I have a little sense of kicking back into me. The core is engaged. When you come to a certain point, you can't lengthen anymore, then go ahead and drop your head. And now think deep breaths up the spine and down the spine. And now come back up. We'll bend that knee now and grab our foot and start to extend. And then this is what we want to remember here is not to keep it in the spine and out of the hamstrings. Like stay long before trying to, lengthen your leg. I don't know if I'm being very clear here. So see how we're sitting tall right now? We're not rounding, or especially this is what I think that you'll see. So we don't compromise. There's the word. Don't compromise, lengthen your spine to try to extend your front leg. It'll happen eventually. So just start here. And as long as you can remain tall and with your shoulders rolling back like they are now, then you can slowly work to extend that leg. And I'm kicking into my hands as well as drawing them back, my foot back. And breathe. Go ahead and drop that foot. Let's undo the right foot here now. Woo. Let's bring the movement back to that foot. And let's bring our the other leg we aren't doing. So this is my left. I'm bringing that into half hero now. And those toes are flicking into the earth. I'm sitting up if I need to on a block or a blanket. Front toes are very active. And then I like the floint, so out of the ball of the foot. But you can point, flex, floint, whatever you're inspired to do. I just recommend doing something to keep it all active. And grounding down with that right heel, and at the same time drawing it into the midline to activate my hamstrings. Breathe in, get long. Exhale. Start to come forward if you would like. You can always have blocks here too to help. They always offer something. Breathing in, and then if you feel like you've gone far enough, we go ahead and round over, and we'll take our deep breaths up the spine, and down the spine. And this is just imaginary. Just imaginary the breath moving up and down. Helping us to relax deeper. And now come on up. And bend that right knee and prepare. So I'm grabbing around the ball of my foot. And then I'm also making sure that I'm sitting level on my hips. And, I'm just going to sit up tall and the shoulders back and just start. And not compromise the spine. Really engaging and lifting up in the core. Breathing in and out. Keeping my right leg active by kicking into my hands as well as pulling back with my foot. Oh my goodness. Pulling back on my foot with my hands. Breathe in and out. All right, go ahead and lower. And let's bring that so they're both around and we're in this seated. And let's grab our blocks here. And I wouldn't say directly under our shoulders, but maybe just a little bit, about mid-calf, mid-thigh, mid-thigh. And then stabilize our shoulders here. And inhale, lift. Breathing in. Really engaging that core, really pressing into the blocks. Maybe lift one leg up. Lower it, maybe the other leg. Maybe try both. Lower. Feel nice and long in the spine. Let's bend our knees, put our torso against it, grab our feet, and then lengthen our legs as long as our torso can remain touching our thighs. So help it just be more relaxing. Also here we're pressing down through the heels, pulling back. I had a hamstring injury early on in yoga. So I've been slightly obsessed with trying to keep the legs active and not having that happen again. It was it was terrible. I'll talk about not being able to do much. Good for the ego. Anyways, inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, fold. You can breathe up and down the spine again here. And inhale. Lift your chin and core engaged. Come back up. ahead and move the blocks out of the way. And just take a simple twist off to the right. Looking over that right shoulder. And back. And then we'll go the other way. And back. And gonna spread our legs for wide angle pose. Okay, so we're in wide angle, seated. And what I'm doing here is I'm doing that flight again, but you can point or flex. I like out of the balls. I have a little micro bend in my knee, and then again the heels are drawing into the midline. And this is important too because we didn't really go through any kind of crazy warm up. So make sure when we're stretching here that you just try to stay active so you don't hurt yourself. Yeah, blocks here. Just take a moment. Feel long in the spine on the inhale. Let's bring our arms out to the side and inhale. Reach. And just kind of wave side to side. Doesn't have to be anything beautiful or fancy. But you know, if you're the really artsy type, you can really get into it. But this is like a tight position, and sometimes I can feel stuck here, right? So just sit here. But so just do a few rounds, kind of loosely inhaling and exhaling side to side, coming mainly from the core, and then come back to where we were and see the difference it makes. Can you tell any difference? Does it feel more comfortable now? All right, and now that we've kind of warmed that up a little bit, let's go ahead and come forward. Just recommend like coming forward till you just feel slight sensation, and then hanging out and breathing here. And maybe at some point while you're breathing, the sensation goes away. And then maybe you go a little bit further till you feel a little bit more sensation again. Maybe it never goes away and you just stay where you are breathing. That's great too. Kitties. Breathing deep. Here's a good place for these. Right, so all these settings, or maybe you just want to put your forehead down. There's so many options. Go with what feels best. And inhale, come on up. Move these blocks out of the way. And then we're gonna lean back, bring your hands underneath. I put a little bend there and just kind of like lean back to come out. Just so it's like a nice gentle way. Not yanking on anything. And then grab your blocks again. We're gonna come back about halfway, checking our shoulders, and then inhaling, lift. Maybe lift one leg off, and the other leg, maybe both legs, and then lower. And from here, let's come into a cobbler's pose. And let's do this little exercise with the block because I thought this was really cool. Let's do it normal. First, feet pressing into one another, Reaching behind me, lifting my spine, kind of trying to like arch my booty out a little bit. So you don't want to be tucked under. It already feels very tucked under. So try to undo that a little bit. And then open the feet like a book, have the feet pressing into one another, and then kicking into, lift the chin, maybe you fold, breathing. All right, come back up. And so we're gonna do the smallest setting first. Just put that. And now this gets harder. Really press your feet into the block here. You may need to have your hands back here for support so that you feel lifted in the spine. But really press those feet into as much as you can. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, that's the trick when we're pressing and doing this work. It's like, wait, I'm not breathing anymore. So make sure you breathe and breathe deep. All right, now let go of some of just so it's not so intense, but keep some activeness there. And then if you'd like to kind of fold a little bit forward, take another deep breath in and out. Okay, so come back up, and now let's see, what's the next way here? This way. So same thing, we're gonna spend some time really pressing our feet into this block. You should feel really activated. It shouldn't really feel all that easy or beautiful, but really to help understand this kind of activation. And then I think the end results are pretty amazing. So hopefully it's the same for you as well. All right, and then kind of let go of some of that intensity. Don't forget to be pulling into your midline. And if you like to drop the head a little bit here. Okay, last time, come on up. Okay, oh, this is the long way. Holy cow, we can do it. Inhale, lift, reach behind you, lift up, really press your feet into the block here. Breathing. Exhaling. One more deep breath in. Maybe relax the grip just a little bit. Maybe roll forward a little bit. Okay. Move the block out of the way. And let's come back to our original cobbler's pose. Pressing the soles of the feet together now. Drawing them in, reaching behind, lengthening. How's that feel? You notice any differences? Go ahead and fold forward if you'd like. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Folding all the way over. And just take some time here and take some breaths. Fill up your belly. Another inhale deep into your belly. Last round. Now roll up. Lean back. Bring your knees together. We're going to roll onto our backs. Okay. So, get comfy here. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll around a little bit if that feels nice. Gonna do a little supine twist. So cross one leg over the other and just, that's my right leg, and I'm just gonna drop over to the left here. You can cactus your arm off to the right or reach it all the way. You can look to the right. Breathing. Now, unwind, come back to center. I'm prepared to do the other side. Crossing my left leg over my right now, shifting hips, letting my knees fall off to the right, and then either cactusing my left arm over here, reaching it straight out, breathing in and out. Now, come on now. Gonna do a little figure four or thread the needle. So here's the four. So I'm crossing my left foot over my right knee. This is foot space. Keep it very active here. Keep it like hook. And then my left arm's gonna go through the hole and around the knee, and then you can either reach around like this or like this. Just should feel like a nice stretch in your outer left hip. You can roll around if that feels nice. Take deep breaths into wherever you feel sensation. Yeah, drop that right foot. Come on, done. I'm gonna cross my right foot over my left knee now for the other side. And this is figure four. The right arm is gonna go through, around, and maybe I clasp my hands, maybe I just my shin. Just be a nice relaxing hip opener. Nothing to worry about. All right, come on out of that, and let's bring our feet so that they're about as wide as the mat. And we're just gonna drop our knees off to one side. You can cactus this right arm again. So if your knees are off to the left, cactus your right arm. vice versa. Maybe if it feels nice, bring your right foot on top, left foot on top. Come on now. Realign. And then I'm going to drop the knees off to the right. Maybe that right foot above that left knee, so just draw it down and out. Don't feel like that's something that you need to do. Back to center. Back in and grab the outsides of your feet. Happy baby. Just drawing the feet down. Maybe play with extending one leg and then the other. Very active, and keeping it active by pressing my feet into my hands and my hands into my feet. So it's like a little bit of resistance here. Okay. Now, one last thing, grab your block, and we're gonna do a little pretend legs up the wall. So we're gonna balance this block. Oh, you can't see. It's balancing on the tops of my feet, and they're straight up. Breathe into your belly and out. And if you don't have a block, just raise your legs up into the air. Maybe cactus your arms. Maybe roll your head side to side. Very lightly. Like grass, right? Blowing in the wind. Grab your block and go ahead and one last pose here. Feet, soles of the feet are touching, pressing together, but just slightly now, very, very lightly, because we're calming down. And breathe. Maybe bring our hands to our belly so we can focus on each inhale, feeling it expand. And just exhale, feel it fall. And inhale, expand. And inhale, exhale, it falls. Shoulders are relaxing. Scan your body. Are you tense anywhere? Are you holding anywhere that is not serving you? Breathe into that. And then just imagine the tension melt away on the exhale. And bring your knees up. Knock knee now. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, extend your legs out onto the floor, letting them fall open, letting your palms fall open. Maybe putting something under your knees. This is Shavasana, final resting pose, where we integrate the portal. Let us use it so that we can be transformed and more balanced when we leave the mat. Stay where you are. And I will be here to guide you out in a few moments. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, please do. The benefits just grow. But if it's time, then bring small movement back to your body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, maybe taking a big stretch overhead. And eventually rolling off to one side or the other. And joining me back in a seated position. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Hope it was fun. I love these floor practices, so let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like. Always email me if you have any questions or you need help or guidance. I'm here to help. All right. Namaste. I'll see you next time.